उल्लंघ्य सिंधोः सलिलं सलीलं यशोकवह्निं जनकात्मजायाः आदाय तेनैव ददाह लंकां नमामि तं प्राञ्जलिराञ्जनेयम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि. When we look at a wonderful work of art, we may ask, looking at the artist, how did you come up with something so very wonderful? The artist would simply respond, one stroke at a time. Most often we get captivated by wonderful accomplishments, extraordinary accomplishments. And sometimes we may get carried away by looking at the outcomes and forgetting the process that results in these extraordinary outcomes. We need to remember the universal principle. The worthwhile remains the building blocks for anything wonderful. Only when we consistently perform something worthwhile, consistently, one step at a time, something wonderful can happen. Hanuman demonstrates how this universal principle works. Hanuman's achievement is extraordinary. Hanuman's mission succeeds, and we see how wonderful his accomplishment is. But one thing we also need to learn from Hanuman's achievement is how he consistently performs something worthwhile all the time. And what is Hanuman's worthwhile consistent performance? Constantly praying to Rama and constantly staying connected with him, staying always in gratitude to Rama. Everything that Hanuman achieves is an outcome of his prayers to Rama. And therefore, Hanuman is always grounded, even flying high. Hanuman remains grounded all the time. It is because Hanuman realizes that all that he needs to do is consistently perform worthwhile actions for wonderful things to happen. Hanuman's mission is a great success. He discovers Mother Sita and shares with her Rama's Angulya. Hanuman is the cause for dispelling the darkness in Ashoka Vatika. Sita's grief is put to an end by Hanuman. Sita finally sees hope. Hope arrives in front of Sita in the form of Hanuman. Hanuman not only performs his given task of discovering Sita, he goes beyond the given script, because he knows how to complete it fruitfully. He gives assurance to Mother Sita. He ensures that Mother Sita remains assured for the next couple of months until the mission is fully accomplished. So Hanuman once again reiterates, addressing Mother Sita, Shutva eva tu vacho mahyam Kshipram yeshyati ragavaha chumam prakashyan mahatim haririsha ganas samkulam. You need to be assured, mother. Rama is going to be here very soon. It's just a matter of time. Now that I have discovered you, I'm going to take this message back. And Rama will be here, be assured. Hanuman makes several such assuring statements to ensure that Mother Sita remains hopeful even after he goes back, because he has seen her encounter with Ravana and all the Rakshasas, and he knows how difficult it is to spend even a moment in such adversity. Athava mochayishyami tamadhyayevihi rakshatam asmad dukkhat uparoha mama prishtam anindate. Now, Hanuman, an idea suddenly strikes Hanuman. Now looks at Sita Mata and says, how about considering this option, mother? There is a way out. You can immediately meet Rama. All that you need to do is climb on my back. And hey, Anindate, ho, faultless mother, all that you need to do is just climb on my back and I will take you. I will take you immediately, crossing over the ocean to Rama. Tvamhi prushtagatam krutva samtarishyami sagaram Shaktyasti me odhum lankamapi saravanam. Let me also tell you, I can carry you when you sit on my back across the ocean effortlessly. Not only that, I also have the capability to not only carry you, even carry this whole of Lanka together with Ravana. So therefore, I can carry you immediately. All that you need to do is just consider sitting on my back and I shall easily carry you. Prishtamarohya me devi ma vikankshasva shobhane yogam anvicharamena shashankena iva rohini. Just like how Rohini united with Chandra, you can unite with Rama immediately. Do not hesitate. Do not hesitate. Just decide immediately. You have a choice to make, and all your sorrow will come to an end right at this very instant. Together, we can fly and cross across. I can take that leap across the ocean, carrying you on my back and reach Rama. Not only that, Hanuman himself is excited that he's come up with this idea, the brilliant idea that he has. And he says, looks at Mother Sita in all excitement, and he says, not only that, I will make this journey even more interesting for you. Katayanti iva chandrena suryena iva swarchala mam prishtam adiruhya tvam tarakasha maharnavam. You know what? You can even make this journey to Rama even more interesting for you. I can fly so high that you can, on the way, journeying across the ocean, you can converse with the sun and the moon and the stars, and you can also enjoy the journey as I take you to your destination. Hanuman is so excited that he has such a brilliant idea that he can carry Mother Sita immediately. Yata eva aham iha prapta tataiva aham asamshayam yasyavi pashya vaidehi tvam udyamya vihayasa. Let me tell you, you know the manner in which I reached here. The only way I reached here is by taking the leap, one giant leap across the ocean. So you should have no doubt that I can do the same while going back. The only difference, I came alone. While going, I can take you back. There should be no doubt. Maithili tu harisreshtham shutva vachanam adbhutam. Sita listened, and as she was listening to Hanuman's excited words, Harsha Vismita Sarvangi Hanumantam Ata Abravit. Sita was excited not because of what Hanuman said. Visualizing her union with Rama, Sita was also excited that she can, this very instant, she can unite with Rama. However, Mother Sita had her own reservation. So therefore, she looked at Hanuman and she said, no, Sita was not comfortable flying across, going back with Hanuman. So therefore, she was trying to find ways of refusing the offer in a way that Hanuman is also not upset. So therefore, Sita tries to find several ways to reason out with Hanuman as to why she should not be flying back with Hanuman. Katamba alpa shariratvam mamito netumichasi sakasha manavendrasya bhartum me plavagashabha. Plavagashabha, how can you make this proposal? You're so tiny. No, Hanuman right now is in a tiny form. We should remember that when he jumped from the tree and started conversing with Hanuman, he took a tiny form, and therefore Sita is looking at him. Kathamba alpa shariraha. You're very tiny. And how can you make this offer to me that you can carry me on your back? How is it possible at all? How can you take me all the way back to Rama? I don't think it's possible. Therefore, no, let us not consider this offer, Mother Sita says. And she also looks at Hanuman and says, also let me tell you, there are other dangers. If you do this, if the Rakshasas also find out, they will come and attack you. And in the process of fighting against them and trying to protect me, you may get hurt. And I don't want to be the cause for you to get hurt. Let us avoid all of this. And therefore, let us not consider this option of you carrying me all the way back. Hanuman looks at Mother Sita, says, Mother, possibly you did not realize what are the possibilities. And then immediately closing his eyes, thinking of Rama, Hanuman begins to grow in size. Tato vadditumarebhya Sita pratyaka karanat. Jai Hanuman jnana gunasagara jai kapisa pikuloka mujag. When we pray to Hanuman, we can visualize how Sukshma dhupadari siddhikava vikadarupadari lankajara bhima rupadari asura samare. Now Hanuman is capable of taking all kinds of forms, and here Hanuman instantaneously grows in size in order to demonstrate his capabilities. Hanuman growing in size. Sita pratyaya karanat. She started, to create confidence in Sita. We need to understand here, Hanuman is not showing off his capabilities. He wants to instill that confidence here to Sita. To create that confidence to the mother, he starts to grow his body in size, assuming a huge form. And Hanuman growing in size here is demonstration of his eagerness to serve, eagerness to take responsibility. Now, there are two kinds of people. Those who are small and cannot become big because they are incapable. Those who are big and cannot become small because they are proud. But Hanuman can be both, because he is not only capable, he is also humble. Hanuman assumes a mighty form, a huge form, standing right in front of Sita. Merumandara Sankasho Babhau Dittanala Prabaha Agrato Yavatastecha Sitaya Anarottamaha. Valmiki beautifully captures what transpired there. Merumandara Sankasho, like a mountain, like a Meru, like a Mandara mountain. All of a sudden, Hanuman assumes a huge form. Babhau Dittanala Prabaha, growing in effulgence. Hanuman grows in size. Agrate Yavatasteta Sitaya Vanarottamaha. Sita could now see Hanuman's capability. Saparvatavana Uddesham Satta Prakara Thoranam Lankam Imam Sanatham Va Naitum Shaktyasthime. Now he looks at his Mother Sita. Are you now convinced, Mother? Satta Prakara Thoranam. With this size, I can still grow as big as I want, and I can carry not only you, I can carry all the forts, all the palaces here in Lanka. Why all? And not only these palaces, not only these gardens, the entire Lanka I can carry. Nothing is impossible for me, Mother. Tat avasthaptatam buddhi alam devi vikankshaya Vishokam kuru vaidehi ragavam saha Lakshmana. You should have no doubt whatsoever. Sita, please do not be in doubt. Let me assure you that I'm capable. I have not made this offer just for making this offer. I can make this happen. I can carry you back effortlessly, and right at this very instant, we can make it happen. Tavas, immediately Sita smiles. Mother Sita has been trying to dodge, trying to give several reasons. Now, and possibly Hanuman does not understand why Sita has been resisting. Mother Sita looks at Hanuman and smiles. Tabasatvam balam chaiva vijanami mahakape. Hey mahakape, tabasatvam balam chaiva vijanami. Don't you think I know you? Of course I know you. Tavasatvam balam chaiva vijanami mahakape. Vayo iva gatim chapi tejacha agnim iva adbhutam. I know your might. That you are equal to or more than Vayu, equal to or more than Agni. I know your strength. I know your courage. Of course I know you. Prakrutonya katam cha imam bhumim agantum arhati udadehe apraveyasya paramvanara pungava. Don't I know that the very fact you are standing right here in front of me, don't I know that you have already crossed over the mighty ocean? And therefore, whosoever has crossed over can only be extraordinary, can only be someone who is very special. So therefore, I do know your capability. Ayuktam tu kapistreshta mayagamtum tvaya saha vayuvega savegasya vego mama mohayate tava. How can anyone who not know you? I have, I have fear of flying high in the sky. Maybe if I fly sitting on your back, maybe because of the speed of the winds, I may fall down, and my falling down will only cause inconvenience to you. So why take this option? Aham akasham asakta upari sagaram prapateyam hi prapushtam bhayat vegena gacchataha. Sita also finds other excuses. She says, you know what? I have fear of heights. So therefore, I don't want to be flying high as you cross the ocean. Aham akasham asakta upari sagaram prapateyam hi prashtam bhayat vegena gacchataha. And when you go fast crossing over the sky, I have fear of heights, and that's something I would like to avoid. So Sita is not coming yet to the point that she wanted to make. She's trying to find all other reasons to somehow refuse that offer. Nachakshaye tvaya sadham gantum shatru vinashanam kalatravati sandeha tvaya pisyat asamshayam. Hey Hanuman, it is not possible for me to go with you. No, I have this policy of avoiding touching Parapurushas, and therefore, why should I now do that now? No, Sita is trying to find all kinds of reasons here, and therefore, better let us not consider this option. And also, even if you take this huge size and if you fly, you have to, in the process, also engage in war with all the Rakshasas, and unfortunately, that is something I do not want to happen. This is to be avoided, and because why? Only when Rama is here, there can be a war. Until then, I do not want a war. Kamam tvam api paryapto nihamtum sarva rakshasan ragavasya yashohiyate tvaya shastestu rakshasaihi. Now she comes to the point. She says, this mission is not yours. Vanquishing Ravana, vanquishing Lanka, annihilating all the Rakshasas is not your mission. Your mission as Ramaduta is to discover me and take the message back. And therefore, if you start indulging in this, then you are actually ending up doing what Rama should be doing, and therefore why should you be? This is Rama's mission and not your mission, and therefore let Rama do what he is supposed to do, and you fly back without me. All that you need to do is go back immediately. Tvaya hi saha Ramasya mahan agamane gunaha. That is why there is great merit in Rama coming here along with you. Rather than you doing all of this, you can do this together with Rama. Therefore, I refuse your offer of flying back with you. You go back, take the message back, bring Rama here immediately. Hattu bhaktim purukaryam Ramat anyasya vanara naham sprishtam padagatram ichcheyam vanarottama. I do not want to now take the help of somebody else other than Rama going back. Going back, I would want only to go back with Rama and nobody else. And therefore, I refuse your offer. Yadi Ramo dashagrivam iha hatva sarakshasam mam ito gruhya gachet tat tasya sadasham bhavet. If Rama kills Ravana here along with all the other Rakshasas, then only then it is proper to take me back. So there is also another important hidden message here from Sita to Hanuman. Hey Sita, hey Hanuman, you must realize it is not about rescuing me. If you rescue me and me, that does not end the story. Rama needs to come here, punish Ravana, conquer all the Rakshasas, and rescue all the Devakanyas who are imprisoned here. And only then the mission of Ramavatara will get fulfilled. Therefore, it is not your mission to do this. So therefore, do not worry about rescuing me now. All that you need to do is go back immediately, taking the message to Rama. Same Harisreshta Salakshmanam Patim Suyatapam Kshipram Iha Upapadaya Chiraya Ramam Prati Shoka Karshitam Kurushwamam Vanara Mukhya Harshitam. All that you can do now is make me joyful. How you can make me joyful? Immediately go back to Rama. Go back to Rama and Lakshmana, convey the message and ensure that they immediately start the process of crossing over the ocean and reaching Lanka to annihilate the wicked forces of Ravana and Ravana himself. Hanuman finally understands. Hanuman till now was like a child negotiating with the mother. Now he understands Sita's message and he says, "Hey mother, yadina utsahase yatum mayasartham anindite abhijnanam prayachatvam janiyat ragavohiyat." Abhijnanam prayacha. Give me a token of remembrance. I'm ready to go back as you advised. But now, when I go back, just like how I was able to convince you and give you the confidence and assurance with Rama's ring, what should I do when I go back? I also need some token of remembrance. So, abhijnanam prayachatvam janiyat ragavohiyat. Give me a token of remembrance. Mother Sita then says, for sure, I shall give you 2 tokens of remembrance. One, a verbal token, a verbal memory, and the other, a physical. And Mother Sita then proceeds to share an incident popularly celebrated as the Kakasura episode, which is an incident only known to Rama and Sita. Not even Lakshmana knows about this. So she shares this so that Rama is assured that Hanuman has actually spoken to Mother Sita. Long time back, when Rama and Sita were in Chitrakuta, in privacy, Rama was resting on Mother Sita's lap. At that very time, Jayanta, Indra's son, Jayanta, taking the form of a crow, Kakasura. He comes and then taking the advantage of Rama sleeping, he plucks Mother Sita's chest and then causes a lot of pain to the mother. Right at the time, Mother Sita, with all patience, bears the insult and the agony. And as Rama wakes up and finds out what had transpired, is enraged how Kakasura took advantage of the situation, and immediately he plucks a blade of grass, and transforming the blade of grass into Brahmastra, throws the Brahmastra at Kakasura. Kakasura tries to escape, goes everywhere, but the Brahmastra keeps following, and he goes to his own father Indra. He goes everywhere, nook and corner, nobody is there to support him, to save him. And finally, he comes back all the way and falls at Rama's feet. Sapitra cha parityakta surai sarvai mahashibhi trim lokan samparikramya tvameva sharanam gata, tvameva sharanam gata. Sharanam, sharanam, sharanam. He falls at Rama's feet, asking for protection. Satam nipatitam bhumo sharanya sharanam gatam vadarham api kakutstha kripaya paryapalayaha. At that time, Rama, the very embodiment of the Sharanagati Tattva, he immediately, Sita says, at that very moment, Rama assured him protection. Even that offender got protected because he surrendered to Rama. Now, this is an incident which happened here, Hanuman, when we were in Chitrakuta. This is only known to me and Rama and nobody else. You can convey this incident to Rama. Now, here, it's very interesting. This episode of Kakasura is interesting for several reasons. Obviously, this happens to be a verbal memory and a token of remembrance that Hanuman shares with Rama in order to convince that he indeed conversed with Sita. Incidentally, one may ask, why did Jayanta take the form of a kaka, a cow, a crow? Jayanta probably assumed that by taking the form of a crow, typically crows are considered as conduits for Pitru Yajna. In order to the oblations to be carried to Pitrus, the crows are considered as conduits. Therefore, possibly Jayanta considered that maybe Rama will not punish a crow and will not harm a crow. And that is one reason why Jayanta assumes the form of a crow. But knowingly or unknowingly, Jayanta, by assuming the form of a crow, also ends up highlighting an important message. A crow can only make one sound, ka, ka. A crow can only make one sound, ka. It keeps and nothing else. Now, ka in Sanskrit means who is she. So when the crow says ka, ka, it's basically the question is being asked, who is she? Who is she? Who is the Sita? Who is the she is the supreme. Because even when the crow abuses her modesty, even when it creates a lot of agony and pain, Mother Sita remains the very embodiment of patience. She is the very and is ready to pardon the worst offender. Therefore, she is the very embodiment of patience. She is that mother. So therefore, ka, basically here, asking the question, who is she? Is Sita, she, the supreme mother? Yes, she is very much the supreme mother. No, ka, also, kaha. Ka is who is she, Strilinga. Kaha is who is he, Pullinga. Who is he? Also pointing to Rama. Kaha, kaha. Therefore, the crow is called ka, kaha. Who is he? The one, the Sharanagata Vatsala, even one who commits such a serious crime, when one surrenders to him, he is ready to pardon one's offenses. So Who is he? He is that Purushottama. Who is she? She is that supreme consort of the Purushottama. Knowingly or unknowingly, Jayanta, by taking the form of a crow, also brings out the supreme noble character of the Divya Dampati of Rama and Sita, who are made for each other when it comes to protecting those who surrender to them. So this Kakasura incident, Sita conveys to Hanuman and says, this happened right back during our Chitrakuta days, and this you can convey to Rama. And she says, and then she's reminded of that incident, and then Sita tells herself loudly, Mat krite kakamatrepi brahmastra samudiritam kasmatyo mam bharatatva shamasetam mahipate. That Rama of mine who could not bear that crow's, the act of the crow, immediately picked up a blade of grass and turned it to Brahmastra. Why is he now not doing anything? Not doing anything to Ravana. He should have done the same thing. Why is he now waiting? What for he is waiting? Sakurushva mahautsaham krupamai narashabha tvaya nathavati nata hyanatha iva drishyate. No. How, when I have my Natha, the Lokanatha, I still remain like an Anatha here without any protection. You must convey this to Rama. In the process of conveying this incident, please tell my Natha, Lokanatha, Ramachandra, that I am Anatha. When he immediately acted against Kakasura, what is he waiting for? Why is he not acting against Ravana? I know that Rama is waiting for a purpose. Andu samsham paro dharmam patyeva mayashrataha janamitva mahaviryam mahotsaham mahabalam. So Sita is, is addressing Rama and asking Hanuman to pass on the same message to Rama. Andu samsham paro dharmaha tattayeva mayashrataha janami. I know about all your noble characteristics here, Rama, all your kalyana gunas. Janamitva mahaviryam mahotsaham mahabalam aparaparam makshobhyam gambhiryatat sagaropamam bhartaram sasamudraya dharanya vasavopamam. I know all your noble characteristics, but one thing I still do not understand. What are you waiting for? Why are you not acting? Please do act immediately. Please convey this quote unquote my message to Rama. And she tells Hanuman, Evam astrividam sreshtaha satvan balavanapi kimartam astram rakshasuna yojasi raghava. Why are you not using? When you could turn a blade of grass into Brahmastra with all the astras you have, why are you not lifting even one astra now? Please act immediately. Mama eva dashkritam kinchin mahatastina samshayaha samartava vitau yanmam avekshate param tapaha. Param tapa. Now, why are you not acting now? There is no doubt that I would have committed a great sin. Hey Hanuman, tell this to Rama. Tell this. Just because possibly I've committed something wrong, that is why I have to undergo all this pain. I cannot undergo this pain anymore. Please convey this to Rama. Khatam chidbhavati drashvana kala paridevitum imam muhurtam dukkanam dakshayasyan anindate. He says, oh faultless Sita, the anindate, Hanuman says, do not grieve. All these days of your grief is coming to an end right now. Right now, you will see the end of your sorrow. Let me assure you that. Tavubhau Purushavyagrau Rajaputrau Mahabalau Paddarshan Krutautsahau Lankam Bhasmikarishan. Those two mighty princes are going to be here. Rama and Lakshmana are going to completely destroy Lanka and Ravana, take you back. Hatvacha samare krutvam Ravanam sahabhandava Bhagavastvam Vishalakshi Neshyati swam purim prati. He is going to come. He is going to do exactly what you want him to do and take you back to Ayodhya in no time. So please do not grieve, mother. I'm here. I'm going to go back with all your message that you've given me. Let me tell you, apart from this, is this anything else you want to convey to Rama? What else should I do after I go back? After I go back with this message, what should I do? Hanuman says. Immediately Sita responds and says, what you should do after you go back, Kausalyalokavartaram Sushave Manaspinim Tammamarte Sukam Prucha Shirasacha Abhivadaya. After you go back, immediately prostrate to Rama on my behalf, and and also ask for his welfare. And immediately she says, Srajasta Sarvastani Priyaya Chavarangane Aishwarya cha Vishalaya Pritivyam api Durnabham Pitaram Mataram Chaiva Sammanya Abhiprasadya cha Anupravachito Ramam Sumitroyena Suprajaha. Also ask for the welfare of Lakshmana, that Lakshmana who dropped everything because for the sake of serving Rama, and he just walked. He renounced all the riches, not only all the riches, he even renounced his own wife, and he walked everything, his friends, his relatives, and just walked just to serve Rama, to be in service to Rama. Please also convey my wishes to him. Simhaskando Mahabahum Manasvi Priyadarshanaha Pitrulvat Vartate Rame Matruvan Mam Samacharan. That Lakshmana who considers Rama his father, and who considers me as his mother, that Lakshmana, no, please ensure that you convey this message to him, that, and I also am praying for his well-being. Jeevitam dharayishyami masam dasharathatmajam urdhvam masanna jeeveyam satyennaham vabhavite. Oh Rama, give this message to Rama. I shall hold my life just for one more month. Mother Sita is now giving the ultimatum. Please convey this to him. I shall hold on only for one more month. I can only survive. And I'm telling you the truth. This is Satya. Whatever you need to do, you do it, accomplish this within this month. And then after saying that, immediately Mother Sita, Tato Vastragatam Muktva Divyam Chudamanim Shubham Pradeyo Raghava Iti Sita Hanumate Dadao. Immediately after saying that, having given one token of remembrance in the form of the incident, the verbal memory, now then she gives a physical token. Mother Sita immediately takes off her divine Chudamani, and then she hands over the Chudamani to Hanuman in order for him to take it back and show it to Rama. Maniratnam Kapivaraha Pratigruhya Apivadhyacha. Hanuman is immensely pleased to receive Mata's Chudamani. Maniratnam Kapivaraha Pratigruhya Apivadhyacha. Sitam Pradakshinam Krutva Pranata Pashpadastitaha. He is so humbled. Hanuman is so humbled to receive this gift, this token of remembrance from Mother Sita. Receiving it gracefully, he then does pradakshina around Mother Sita, and now he is all set to complete the rest of his mission. What happens next? Let us wait until next Friday. Until then, let us continue to contemplate on that glorious incident of Hanuman receiving the Chudamani from Mother Sita. Jai Shri Ram.